Hello people and welcome to JP Boxing, or should I say really welcome back to JP Boxing, because this is the first long boxing topic and debate video I've done for quite a long time, just because I've had a load of shit going on in my personal life really. I've put out short videos still talking boxing here and there, put out a lot of training videos because that's one thing I always make sure I stay on top of, even if my life is manic as fuck. You've always got to get that training in there. But yeah, I feel bad because I haven't dropped a long one for you guys in quite a while. I've had some complaints about that. But like I said, I've just had a lot going on, man. But I'm sorting that shit out and we are back with the long boxing videos, with the long debate videos today. And there's going to be plenty more coming. I'm not going to say every day because I wasn't doing that before anyway. The short videos and the training videos will be every day. But I'll try and get one of these long debate videos out that you can really dive into. Let's say once a week I'll aim for. But really, I'll go for higher than what I aim for. So let's say twice a week maybe as well. And it depends what's going on in the boxing world. If there's a lot going on, might be 4 or 5 in a week if I've got time. If there's nothing going on, I might just scrape one or one every 2 weeks. We'll see. But they will be a lot more regular now moving forward. Yeah, I do just want to say today as well, you may be able to hear it a little bit in my voice and the way I'm talking already. I've got a few cuts in my mouth right now, and you know they're really annoying fucking pains when you bite down on your tongue or the side of your cheek or something like that. When I'm talking, I can feel it already. The more I'm talking, the more it's starting to hurt. So yeah, if I sound like I've got a little bit of a Mike Tyson lisp going on today, I sounded like Mike Tyson trying to say that right there, you can already tell, or I randomly scream out in pain because I've bit down on my tongue or something like that. Don't worry, I'm not having a fucking breakdown, not today anyway at least. It's just because my mouth is in serious pain right now, but I've done a bit of numbing spray. That should last me for the next 20 minutes or so while this video goes on. That's enough bullshit, that's enough intro. Let's dive in to the actual topic now, which is a topic that I know everybody is always interested in boxing. Since the history of boxing, before they even had YouTube or anything like that, pound for pound, man. The pound for pound rankings, the pound for pound top 10. Who are the top 10 best fighters in the world today, regardless of weight division? It is something that is always heavily debated. And right now, it's heavily debated because there has been a lot going on, especially in the last week or so, with this pound for pound top 10 and debating who is number one. The reason I'm doing it today is because we have just had one of the best pound for pound victories of all time, with Terence Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez, going up 2 weight divisions. I think is it 5 or maybe even 6 weight? I know he's world champion in 5 weight divisions, but obviously he skipped middleweight as well. So he, 6 weight divisions up from where he first started. Terence Crawford has gone up to that and beat the #1 fighter in that weight division, and most amazingly with absolute ease, and didn't run around the ring the whole time, beat him at his own game too. So a lot of people are saying Terence Crawford is without that the pound for pound #1. But then Oleksandr Usyk and his fans are going to have a lot to fucking say about that, because this guy has come up from cruiserweight and he's beating men that are like 3-4 stone heavier than him and 6 inches taller than him. So he's got a massive shout too. But then the guy who fought on Sunday, the day after Terence Crawford, Naoya Inoue, and put an absolute beat down on the guy who was meant to be the hardest fight out there for him. The guy, a few people like Eddie Earn stupidly were saying that he was ducking. Come on guys, the monster never ducks anyone. But yeah, in his 4th weight division, he's whipping motherfuckers that are meant to be bigger, stronger and massive challenges for him, and doing it with ease. So yeah, I gave away my top 3 there. Not telling you what order yet, but we all know them 3 are the top pound for pound motherfuckers in the world right now, and they're going to be for the next couple of years probably. But I'm going to do the top 10 today. That's the standard, innit? Top 10 pound for pound rankings. Let's go from 10 and work up to #1. And then afterwards, you guys can let me know if you agree with who I picked. Yeah, with who I've picked, who I've missed out, what order I've got them in. And yeah, give me your rankings in the comment section below. Get involved talking boxing with me as always, people. We'll start off with number 10. The guy who Terence Crawford just whooped, but is still a very good fighter himself. Is still the best at super middleweight when Terence Crawford leaves that weight division and probably goes back down to middleweight again now. Canelo's still the man. He's still #1. He's still whooped Caleb Plant. Billy Joe Saunders went up to light heavyweight, whooped Kovalev, beat Golovkin, beat Austin Trout, beat Charlo, beat everybody around for like the last 5 to 10 years other than Floyd Mayweather, pound for pound legend himself. Dimitri Bivol, another guy who's really high in this list, and obviously that was up at light heavyweight. Canelo is still the man. He is still a great fighter. He is still one of the best of all time himself, which makes it even more remarkable what Terence Crawford has done to him. I do think Canelo is on the slide a little bit from his prime. An interesting debate, I might do a video on it soon, would be Canelo of a few years ago against Terence Crawford. I still think the fight would be similar, but obviously it would have been a bit more dangerous for Terence Crawford in there. But yeah, I've still got Canelo just about scraping in that pound for pound top 10. Ability-wise, of course, form not the best, but when you look at his wins and stuff like that, he's right, that's in a top 10 pound for pound fighter for me. But he probably is on the way down a little bit, and other guys will overtake him soon. But I think he's still, for what he's done, who he's beat, still deserves that spot right now. And even against Crawford on Saturday night, he was fucking brilliant still, Canelo. It was actually the best Canelo I think we've seen in ages. Like, the amount of shots he threw, his work rate was much higher than usual. He looked sharper than usual. He was just beat by a much better fighter. I had a guy who was coming up from below. It's still crazy, man, what Crawford did to him. He didn't beat a fucking shit Canelo. He still beat a very good version of Canelo. So you've got to rate that. And you still got to rate Canelo too, for the reasons I just said. #9, Canelo won't like this. The guy that a lot of people have been saying Canelo has been ducking for the last few years now. The Mexican monster, David Benavidez. If you're looking at wins and resumes, you've probably got to have, like, you would put Canelo above him still. But then if that was the case, you'd have fighters that are like 45 years old, absolutely finished, but still fighting at a shit level. You can't just keep them in there because of the wins they've had years ago. You've got to bring form and what have you done for me recently, which everyone loves to say these days, into these pound for pound rankings. And I just think now, if you go on form, performance-wise, who would win if I thought they'd fought like that, the likes of Canelo and Benavidez, because they are similar in weight, so you can match them up. You can't do that with a lot of pound-for-pound guys, but with these two, you can. Benavidez was Canelo's weight up until like a year ago. I do think David Benavidez is the better fighter, not overall in past times, in their prime for prime, but right now, I think Benavidez is now better than Canelo, would now whoop Canelo if they fought. As I said, he was world champion at super middleweight. He's fighting for a world title soon at light heavyweight against Anthony Yarde. What a brilliant fight is that's going to be. He's whooped Caleb Plant. He's gone up to light heavyweight, started performing at world level by beating Gvozdyk straight away. He's one of my favourite fighters, Benavidez. Wants to fight everyone, just goes for absolute smoke and wars when he's in there. Absolute beast, so strong, so powerful, so quick, so tough. Heart of a lion. But he does have underrated boxing skills too. His shot selection and combinations are one of, if not maybe the best in boxing right now. So yeah, he's at #9 and can definitely go higher. Beating Anthony Yarde, when's that, in November? A couple months time, probably won't do that. But if you can get a fight with Beterbiev or Bivol, then that's his chance to move up into like the top 5, maybe top 3 pound for pound, maybe come for that #1 spot. Who knows, he might do a Gilberto Ramirez and go up to cruiserweight and start whooping motherfuckers there. On to #8, Junto Nakatani. Sorry, that's hard to say, especially with my painful mouth right now. Let me try again. Junto Nakatani, Japanese bantamweight. Fuck it, I think he's like a 2-3 weight world champion as well already. Absolutely massive for a bantamweight. I don't know how he was making the lighter weights. Absolute beast. I think his record is like 31-0, 24 KOs for an 8-stone man. The way he hits, his power is fucking phenomenal, man. He's probably the least known guy on this list. I know the hardcore boxing fans will know him, maybe some casuals. If you don't, go look him up on YouTube straight after this video. The guy is a fucking beast. His arms, he's like I forgot what the, like, is it an ant-eater or a saint above with massive long arms? He'd just fucking be all the way across the ring and jab you in the face. Fucking Mr. Stretch Arms or whatever you want to call him. He's fucking brilliant, man. He's so skinny but so powerful. We need to see him versus Inoue either later this year or next year because they're only a weight apart. That fight will be absolutely huge in Japan. And that'd be his opportunity to climb the list, go up and beat Inoue, who's pound for pound top 3 in everybody's eyes. #7, this one's debatable, controversial. I really rate him. Don't always rate the way he fights, but I think his skill set is up there with absolutely everybody. Shakur Stevenson, now he beats Zepeda. He's got a win that Williams Zapata, the guy who everyone said he was ducking, got in there and beat him. That's a win that puts you in the pound-for-pound top 10, especially in the fashion he did it. He stood, held his own a little bit more, showed the haters that he can stand his ground a bit more too. His skills are incredible. He needs a Gervonta Davis or a Teofimo Lopez or someone like that to really put him in the top 5 and climb even higher. But if them guys are ducking him, what can he do? He's already a freeweight world champion at the age of like 28. The guy's incredible. He needs to get some big fights and big wins now to go even higher, because he's got the ability to be pound for pound #1, Shakur, I believe. Don't know if he will, because I think his heart and his fighting warrior ability might let him down a bit. But skill set wise, as I said, he's up there with everyone. Number 6, the guy who's got a skill set but has way more fucking warrior heart and ability. Like I said, Shakur might be lacking. Beterbiev, the guy is a fucking beast. Yes, he lost to Dmitry Bivol recently. Their first fight, razor close. Dmitry Bivol came back in the rematch and just improved that little bit more, whereas Beterbiev didn't. Maybe because Beterbiev is now like 41 years old too. But the level he's performing at, the level he's performed at over the last few years in his late 30s, he did come through late to a professional late. The guy is an absolute beast, man. One of the hardest hitters in the world pound for pound. Maybe the strongest fighter pressure-wise in the world pound for pound. The toughest, meanest motherfucker in the world pound for pound. He is without that still in the pound for pound top 10. Very high at number 6 for me. Number 5, Bam Rodriguez. I haven't got their ages written down, but I think he has to be the youngest. I'm sure he's the youngest in this list by far. He was the best fighter under 25 like last year. So he's only the oldest. He's going to be like 26 right now. Already a 2-weight division champion. Might even be 3 weights. Can't remember. I'm sure it is 2. I think he was a flyweight. Went up to superfly, didn't he? Then came back down to flyweight and has now gone back up to superfly or something like that anyway. But the guy's fucking brilliant, man. Another one who might not be known by the casuals. So I'm not insulting you by calling you a casual, by the way. But if you're not a hardcore boxing fan, you're trying to learn more. That's what I mean by a casual. Someone who's just not like hardcore into boxing at the moment. If you want to get hardcore into boxing, this is the type of guy to look up, like Junto Nakatani. Because you all know your Crawfords, your Usyks and people like that. Bam Rodriguez, under the radar, but absolutely fucking brilliant. The hardcore boxing fans know just how good he is. The way he fights for a 26-year-old, the way he was fighting as a 23-year-old when he won the world title a few years ago. What he did was basically stepped in, I think, at like 2 weeks' notice or something to fight. I think who was it? It was Carlos Quadras or someone like that. He went up in weight. The guy who was meant to be fighting Quadras pulled out. He went up in weight, said, I'll fucking take it. Put on the extra pounds, whooped him, and then just started whooping all the motherfucking legends around the weight divisions. Your Roman Gonzalez is your Sauron Visayas and people like that. And was it Roman Gonzalez? He did fight Roman Gonzalez, or was it Estrada? Well, it might have even been both. I know he just started killing legends over the last few years, taking them all out. Then went and whooped Sonny Edwards, the British guy who everyone really rated. Absolutely battered him. Showed he's levels above that type of fighter. He is special, Bam Rodriguez. And at the age of 26, he's only going to get better. Can go up in weight, fight the likes of Nakatani and Inoue and that soon. And he has another one who has potential, even more than Shakur, because he's got that warrior bite down his gumshoe, stand and trade ability too, that mindset too. Got bags of heart. You can tell he just loves being in there. The quietest motherfucker ever outside of the ring. Looks like a little geek. Gets in there, turns into a fucking animal and starts knocking people out. So yeah, he is definitely without that. Shakur could go higher. Bam Rodriguez without that is going higher. In 3 years' time, this guy I would predict would be pound for pound #1. He's going to get the right fights for it. He's got loads of people to beat around him. Go through the weight divisions and do it. Number 4, Dmitry Bivol, the guy I said beat Artur Beterbiev recently. Both their fights so high level, so brilliant. He's the one who improved, got better. Really, in any other era, Bivol could be the pound for pound #1. Obviously, whooped Canelo, beat Gilberto Ramirez, who's now cruiserweight world champion of the weight above. Beat Beterbiev, who a lot of people thought was going to smash Bivol. We said they knew Bivol was good. I picked Bivol to win the fight, always have, always will. I just think his skill set is better than Beterbiev. He can sort of tame the beast, as he did in the rematch. But I'd say 70% of people were expecting Beterbiev to batter him and be too strong. He held his own in the first fight, outboxed him, held him at his own, hurt Beterbiev and pushed Beterbiev back at times. In the second fight, showed he's got that strength too. So slick Bivol, footwork, his range in and out to just get that little step out as his opponent commits and then come back in with his own shots. the way he does that is up there with the best of all time. He is absolutely phenomenal as a neat, tucked in, technical boxer. You can't get any better. Dimitri Bivol, number 4 for me. For him to go higher in the list, I think he's going to have to go up to cruiserweight. I think him versus Opataya at cruiserweight would be phenomenal. But then you've got the likes of Benavidez and that light heavyweight for him to fight too. So he's got a lot that he can do over the next few years of his career. Bivol, he's still quite young, I think. I think he's only like 34. Still got another few years in the game. Another few years in his prime. Number 3, a guy who's still in his prime, who feels like he's been around for fucking ages because he was like pound for pound top 3 at the age of 25, smashing people back then. Naoya Inoue, the Japanese monster. Phenomenal man. As I say, he's gone through 4 or 5, another one like Crawford. 1 world titles in 4 weight divisions, but skipped 1, so he's actually gone through 5 when you're counting him up and adding the gap he's gone through like that. And he just gets better and more powerful every single weight. He goes up. He does get hit back. He's been dropped a couple times in his last few fights. A bit more vulnerable now, but you're going to expect that when you're going up in weight. But he still overcomes them with strength, with power, with boxing ability. Smashed MJ, beat him almost every round in their fight last weekend. A guy who was meant to be the hardest fight out there for him. Got on his bike a little bit and showed he can box and move too. Not just a power hitter that stands in front of you. The guy's phenomenal. And he's just going to keep going through the weight divisions. Next, go up to featherweight. Fight Nick Ball. I think he beats Nick Ball quite soundly. Sam Goodman just gave Nick Ball all he could handle. Inoue is much better than Sam Goodman. That fight, though, star-wise, Nick Ball versus Inoue, fuck me, sign me up for that, because that is going to be blood, guts, power, knockouts, knockdowns all over the fucking place, man. That fight would be fucking brilliant. I think he wins that. Go up to super feather, beat Navarrete, you're a 6-weight world champion, and then fuck it, for the last year of your career, I've always said this about Inoue, just go for broke, go up to lightweight, try and get a fight with Gervonta Davis if he wants to come back. Not that he'll probably ever make lightweight again. Now he's retired and he'll come back in a couple of years, he'll probably be a fucking middleweight now in him. But Shakur Stevenson, Zepeda, someone like that, get one of Keyshawn Davis, someone like that at lightweight. If you win that, you do a Crawford and go down as like top 10, 15 of all time. And he's got the potential and ability to do that. Inoue, he's one of the modern greats, one of the greatest of all time. Talking about greatest of all time, on to my top 2 now. Who should I go? Should I reveal my number 1 or should I go through my number 2? And then you know the number 1 is and finish with the king. Let's do that. But he's a king himself. I would love to have these at joint number 1, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cop out. I'm not going to sit on the fence. Number 2 for me is the heavyweight king, the former cruiserweight king, the pound for pound king up until very, very recently, Mr. Oleksandr Usyk, the absolute legend inside and outside of the ring. But we're not going to talk about outside of the ring and how much of a funny motherfucker he is, how much of a role model he is. Let's just talk about his fucking fighting, which is absolutely phenomenal. He ran through everybody at cruiserweight a few years back, went and fought them all in their own country, all in their hometowns. They called him the Road Warrior. Literally just went around beating everyone in front of their own fans. Did it all so easy as well. Wasn't really challenged other than against Bradis in that one fight. Everyone overlooks that. Marius Bradis actually gave Usyk the hardest fight of his career by far. Harder than Fury, harder than Joshua, harder than all the heavyweights. And that's what Usyk did. He was like, fuck this, I'm done at cruiser. I'm going to eat a load of pasta. We all remember that interview after he beat Tony Bellew. He said, how are you going to go up to heavyweight? How are you going to put the size on? Typical Usyk was just, I will eat more pasta. That's what he did. Didn't put on a lot of muscle, just bulked up a little bit, put a little bit of a belly on, started getting in the ring and whooping motherfuckers up at heavyweight. And he's so good, they have to give everybody 2 opportunities against him, and they still can't get it right. Fury twice, Joshua twice, Dubois now twice, and he does it even better in the second fight every time. I don't know why they asked to fight him for the second time. He's the one who gets better in the rematch. He's looked at you now. He's analysed you now. He's downloaded all the data in that brilliant boxing mind of his, and now he's going to come and do an even better job on you. He really ain't got anything to do left at heavyweight. There's some people saying he's ducking Parker. That's another... Actually, let me say it right now. He's obviously not ducking Parker. He's fought absolutely everyone. Saying that Usyk is ducking anyone is an absolute disgrace. There's a bit of a dodginess going on with that injury thing, but the guy's just enjoying life, man. He might as well retire now. He'll smash Joseph Parker. Dubois, Fury and Joshua are all better than Parker. Parker deserves the fight. A shot at the titles, yes. Usyk should relinquish, but he doesn't have to prove anything by fighting Joseph Parker. He'll make easy work of him. Win probably every round against him. The only guys I would be interested in seeing Usyk fight now are Ajit Kabayel. I think he is very skillful and brilliant. Probably calls Usyk one of the most problems out of everyone around. And Moses Atoma, just because he's fucking making so much noise at the age of 20, 21, whatever he is, and he's so fresh and so like spectacular with his ability and footwork and that, I think he could cause Usyk some problems, but I still think Usyk beats both of them handily, and he's got nothing to prove. He should just retire now, ride off into the sunset. One of the greatest heavyweights of all time, one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, the best pound-for-pound fighter of this generation by far, if a man called Terence Crawford wasn't around. And you got to feel bad for Usyk and Inoue, Bivol, the likes of people like that, because they would be the pound-for-pound best of this generation. But it's because you've got so many other great guys around as well, and the greatest of them all, in my opinion, is Terence Crawford, for the reason I said at the start of the video. He's gone through 6 weight divisions. He started at £135, which is like 9.5 stone, gone up to 12 stone, which is like to 2.5 stone to the average person. Might not sound a lot in boxing, going through that many weight divisions. There's only a few in history that have done it, the likes of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. The first ever to be undisputed in 3 weight divisions in the, not just the 4 belt era, not the 3 belt era, or the 2 belt era. First time ever since you go back to, there was one title way back in the day, and I think it was Henry Armstrong was undisputed champ, and that's like 80 years ago now, in three weight divisions when the level wasn't quite as high. There wouldn't have been anywhere near as many great technical boxers around. Crawford's the king, man. I've been saying it for years. He's been my favourite fighter for years. I remember when he stepped in at 2 weeks notice to fight, who was it? Bragus Prescott on the undercard. I think it might have been on the undercard of Mayweather or Pacquiao or someone. Years back when I was like, I'm just going to say I was like a 19-year-old kid, maybe 17, 18-year-old kid, like about 9, 10 years ago now. I remember him stepping in at 2 weeks notice, making easy work of Prescott. I think he came over to Scotland on 3 weeks notice against Ricky Burns. Beat Ricky Burns in front of his own hometown fans. Absolutely whipped him, made easy work of it. People started to be like, who is this guy? Became undisputed. Beat those people at lightweight, became undisputed at light welterweight, went up to welter. There's that keep him away from Errol Spence. Errol Spence going to batter him. They had that rivalry for years, didn't fight each other. Look what happened when they fought. Crawford absolutely whooped him. Then he was like, fuck it, let me go up another weight division. Beat the best guy at the weight, Israel Madrimov, won the world title there. People said, ride off into the sunset, you're finished, you're done. You finally got the acclaim from the fans, you're finally famous now. At the age of 37, you've done it on the hard road, you've got the money, you've got the fans, you've got the fame now. But he was like, no, fuck that, I want more legacy, I still got more left. Let me jump up another 3, was it 3? Yeah, like me, no, 2, sorry, 2 weight divisions, but 3 from where he's like most of his career's been at, or even 4 from like welterweight. Let me jump up to super middleweight and fight the face of boxing. One of the baddest men on the planet still, maybe the baddest, hardest hitting, best technical fighter of the last generation. Canelo Alvarez, the guy who's still got all the belts at super middleweight. Let me go and do the impossible, and let's not in hindsight now say that everybody was picking Crawford. I rate Crawford so much, but I was picking Canelo because it was like, it's too much weight. It's too much added weight for him to go and put on. It's not even that Canelo's massive to him. It's just that he's naturally strong and powerful at that weight. He's a natural super middleweight. He's the super middleweight king. Crawford's going to have to pile on a load of muscle. Surely that's going to slow him down at the age of 37 too. And he's like, nope, let me show you how great I am. Get in that ring, look sharper, flow better, look faster, look looser with all that extra muscle than he did down at the lower weights. He's just incredible, man. You saw what he did against Canelo, absolutely whooped his fucking ass. He said he's going to go down to middleweight probably now, win a world title there at the one he skipped, become a 6-weight world champion. That's more than Floyd Mayweather. I think only Manny Pacquiao ever has done more than that. He's already top 10 pound for pound of all time, in my opinion, Terence Crawford. If he keeps doing what he's doing, he could maybe even become the greatest of all time. Who the fuck knows? He's up there with the likes of Floyd Mayweather and that now. Imagine how great of a fight that would have been. Yeah, because obviously Bivol beat Canelo up at light heavyweight. The two that have beat Canelo at his more natural weights are Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. Imagine if those two would have met at welterweight or light middleweight or something like that. That would have been the most phenomenal fight of all time. Don't even know who I would have fucking picked. I'm not going to tell you either because I'm going to do a video on that soon. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned to my channel. So yeah, Crawford is my pound for pound king. But if you're picking Usyk, I'm not going to argue with you. He deserves it too. Inoue, he's right up there too. But I think it's got to be Crawford or Usyk. with that #1 spot right now. But all those guys in the top 10 are brilliant fighters. Honourable mentions, Tank, if he stopped fucking around and retiring every 2 seconds, would be in there. Opataya, he's up there, maybe breaking in soon. Gilberto Ramirez, a guy under the radar that's gone through quite a few weight divisions and popping guys up at cruiserweight now. I think he deserves to go in, could deserve to go in there soon if you beat Opataya or someone like that. Jaron Ennis, guys coming through. Abdullah Mason, watch out for them guys. They could be coming from that top 10. Moses Atoma could be coming from that top 10 in the next couple of years. Watch out for them. Let me know your list now, people. Who do you really disagree with and agree with on my list? Who have I not got in there? You're like, why the fuck ain't you got that guy in there? You don't know shit about boxing. Or who have I got in there that I need to chuck out? Let me know, people. And if you like my channel, my videos, my boxing talk, please like and subscribe because there's plenty more coming now. Thank you.